Am I done?
You're done. I know. Don't worry. When you get good at this, you just answer it anyway.
Right.
So go ahead. Jim?
We're going to shift gears a little bit here.
That's what happens.
We're going to shift gears. We're repeating ourselves a little bit, so here's one for you. What is your position on question 2? Here's one we haven't asked before. The proposed law would replace the criminal penalties for possession of 1 ounce or less of marijuana with a new system of civil penalties. Carolyn, question 2.
Question 2.
Decriminalizing marijuana.
I've been surprised at the number of times this has come up in my discussions with people, quite honestly. And I've thought a good bit about it. I think there is merit to the discussion, and I think the fact that it's on the ballot is clearly, the citizens suggesting that we need reform in this area, at least to look at it. I don't think that a ballot initiative is the way to address this. I think there needs to be broader discussion. I think the legislature certainly could take this up, have hearings, and have a more informed decision made on this issue.
So you're voting for it?
I'm voting against it.
I oppose question 2. I've prosecuted in the Cambridge District Court. People like to poo-poo the notion that people who are arrested, particularly in the cities, very often have marijuana on them or are high. I worked with the Reverend Jeffrey Brown of the 10-Point Coalition, who does fantastic work in our inner cities. He's foursquare against it. It does not make sense to me. But frankly, we've got so many bigger things going on in the state right now that the time and effort being expended talking about instituting civil penalties for marijuana, you know what, that ought not be on our screen right now. And we'll see how it pans out, but that's just not a big issue.
Oh, we're running out of questions, so I had to.
Well, we could talk longer.
No, that's
never
keep saying
that. Go ahead, Michelle.
All right, I do have one that is hopefully more relevant and relates to economic development. The question is, do you support the use of TIF agreements, which are tax increment financing agreements, to attract business to Metro West?
Dan, you're up first.
Yes, absolutely. I've talked about this over and over as well. The problem is a TIF is a great tool for local communities, Hopkinton, Holliston, Southborough, Westborough, Medway, to use to try and attract business to our towns. The problem is, this last session, the Associated Industries of Massachusetts, which is a nonpartisan industry advocacy group, labeled the last legislative session the most business-unfriendly session in recent memory, and kicked out a release saying, with the last employer to leave Massachusetts, please turn out the lights at the end of the session. We raised taxes on business in this state in the last months of this session by $1 billion. We implemented hundreds of millions of dollars in new costs for healthcare reform on the backs of businesses. So if our state is saying to business, we're going to load you up with new taxes, our town's saying, we'll give you a TIF. You know what? We'll get some, but we won't get all the ones we should be getting.
Carolyn, your view on TIFs, and this will wrap up our discussion here.
Sure. I agree with Dan on this. I think we need every option available at our local level to attract and retain new businesses, to supplement the residential tax base, absolutely. I think there are some underlying structural issues that have that's sort of a icing on the cake piece locally. I think there are issues with the affordability of housing that need to be addressed through some land use reform proposals that are currently in the legislature, have been there for a long time. I think permitting issues and the price of permitting new businesses here in Massachusetts needs to be addressed. The infrastructure question, which still from Dan's perspective, remains unaddressed. We need to find the funds to maintain the infrastructure that we need, which is always an issue that comes up with employers. You need the infrastructure, you need the wastewater treatment, you need the water treatment to be able to support their business.
All right. Well, Michelle, Jim, thank you very much again for the job that you did. Dan, Carolyn, thank you both for your time tonight, and also thank you for running. It's not an easy thing to do, and you guys have put yourself out there both time-wise and personally, and on behalf of the constituents from Hopkinton, we thank you very much. Sarah, we thank you for the Independent for sponsoring this again, and all the crew at HCAM who volunteered their time to come in and put this on. We hope you enjoyed it this evening, and we encourage you to get out and vote. Thanks very much, and good night.